Hey, this is Dr. Keith Hersey, and you are listening to the Destroying Diabetes podcast. Hello, welcome everybody. This is Dr. Keith with the Destroying Diabetes podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And again, we appreciate all of our listeners and supporters, and we just want you to continue to support us. Please just spread the word about our podcast. Anybody in the world can listen to this podcast as long as you have an internet connection. Please, if you have a loved one that has type 2 diabetes, or if you have someone in your friend or family that may be suffering from type 2 diabetes, we really appreciate it if you come and if you support us, because we need all the support we can get. As you know, the way that these things work in podcasting and anything else, the more listeners, the more downloads you have, the better that you appeal on the algorithms, and that more people see you or hear about your podcast. So we really want to spread the word, because this is, in my personal opinion, great information that can benefit anybody that has type 2 or has a loved one with type 2 diabetes. So I want you to take this information and spread it. I'm giving you free information that you can use to help you, yourself, your friends, your family. So, and it's my honor to be able to do it. Like I said, there may be some new listeners. That's where at the beginning of 2025, 2024 just flew by. And we just want to thank all the people that have supported our podcast. And just really appreciate everyone that's done that for the past year or so that we've had the podcast. And just thankful for everyone's support. We just really love it. And thank you for being able to. I'm thankful to be able to see 2025. 2024 was quite challenging. Just hoping for a better 2025. This podcast, this won't be very long compared to some of my other ones. I just want to give everybody just a shout out. Welcome everybody to 2025. Talk about some of the things that we're planning on doing on 2025. Well, of course, we plan on continuing to have enlightening guests that can help with type 2 diabetes, experts in different fields. So we continue to plan to have guests on a regular basis. I plan to continue to give you little nuggets of wisdom about type 2 diabetes. If there's a certain area you would like for me to talk about or cover, please send me an email at Hersey, Hersey, help at gmail.com. Hersey help at gmail.com. Yeah. So just email me if there's something that you have a question, or there's something that you want me to cover in a future podcast, or if you know someone that would be a great guest for our podcast and have good information. I'm always looking for guests. But we will have some interesting guests coming up that we're lining up. So stay tuned. Always also realize the importance of just subscribing to our podcast, wherever you stream the podcast from, so that when a new episode comes up, you'll be notified and you'll know right away when it's a new episode. So then you just keep in the know. We're going to try to continue to provide a lot of content for you in the upcoming year. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, like I said, so thankful that they let me in again. They didn't turn the microphone off or lock the door. So anytime that's good, that's good when that happens anytime they let me speak to you. Hopefully they'll keep going in 2025. But I know that it's the beginning of 2025, so we know that we've gotten through the holidays, and now everybody comes with the goals and resolutions. And we know a big one is people saying that they would like to lose weight or get healthier, and especially my type 2 diabetes friends. I think that's great. I think that you needed, if you have a commitment to get your blood sugar under control or keep it under control, I think that's wonderful. I think that will be the greatest gift that you can give your friends and family, just good health, just having good health, having blood sugars under control. You said that the blood sugars kind of affects everything, especially like your organs. You want to maintain your eyesight, keep the blood sugar under control. You want to be able to walk without nerve pain. Keep your blood sugar in control. The biggest cause of nerve pain, nerve damage is elevated blood sugars. If you want to keep your limbs, especially like your legs, feet, keep your blood sugar under control, because the number one cause of amputations is related complications related to type 2 diabetes. So you want to be able to keep your limbs, be able to walk around, be able to enjoy the beautiful earth here. So many places to see on this planet. That's wonderful. A lot of places to walk is great. And like I said, the importance of just being healthy. I just like for that for you for 2025 to find a way to be healthier. One of the easiest ways, and we talked about it in past podcasts, is increasing physical activity. And a lot of people think, well, that means going to the gym and slamming weights and doing all that. You know, you can do that. That's fine. If that's what you would like to do. If that's what gets you moving, then that's fine. But you don't have to go to that extreme. Simply walking. Walking is the best exercise because it's not strenuous on your joints, unlike running, you know. No. So you don't usually pull anything walking unless you're walking really fast or something like that. But for the most part, you know, it's not as taxing on your bones and muscles and joints as, like, say, running. Also, it's easy to do. All you got to do is just pick up some walking shoes or sneakers and just go outside and start walking. You know, you don't have to, no need to get a gym, no need for buying equipment for the house. You just get out and start walking. And, you know, you just start with a little bit and just try to keep going. Like maybe you walk, if you haven't walked in years, maybe you start off walking like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Don't even measure miles or anything like that. Just measure the time that you're out there. Then you want to go up to 15 and 20, then maybe 30. And then maybe you can get to like at least, 30 minutes of walking. That would do wonders for you, especially if you do like 10 minutes of walking after a meal, especially like your biggest meal of the day. Most people, that's dinner. Some people it's lunch, but if you do a 10-minute walk after your biggest meal, that will do a lot to control the blood sugar spikes that usually happens after we eat. That's anybody, but especially with us type 2 diabetic patients. We don't want our blood sugars going into the 300s and stuff like that. If you want to prevent that, no matter pretty much what you eat, just go for a 10-minute walk. Like I said, our forefathers and grandparents, they had it right, because I remember my grandmother and them used to, after they had a big meal, they would just walk around the block for a few minutes, kind of walk the food off. And they by then realized it, but they were controlling it, probably like the blood sugar spikes, and then you don't feel so bloated and full and down after you've eaten a big meal. It just helps with your digestion as well. So, um, There's so many benefits to walking. Like I said, if I think for anybody besides controlling your diet, because that's the number one thing, is controlling your diet. But the number two thing is like increasing physical activity. If you just get up and walk, you can. There's so many programs available now that you can go online. There's walking apps. Even if you don't have those things, just kind of intuitively, just start walking. Just start walking. If you can around your neighborhood, most places you have like public tracks available, whether it's like at a high school or a college that they may, open to the public and you can walk there. There's gyms that have tracks. There's I know YMCA's that have indoor tracks. So like this time of year, if you're living in somewhere where it's kind of inclement, um, you know, there's alternatives where you can walk inside and don't have to deal with the elements. But just walking. Uh, just walking around if you work, if you have a break, you can walk like 10 minutes around, like if you found the parking lot of the building, just making like a few laps. And that's a good way to get outside, get your mind, especially if you're in an office job and you're stuck in the office most of the day. Good thing to kind of get the blood flowing, get your thoughts together, kind of get some of the stress level out. Um, just kind of also kind of get some, and then, believe it or not, some relaxation by walking. And it seems kind of counterintuitive, but it does. It does help relax your mind, kind of get you to focus your thoughts, kind of clear your thoughts. So yeah, any way you can squeeze in the physical activity, any way you can squeeze in some extra walking. There's a lot of things like you can if you can park, far away, like if you're at the mall from the entrance, give yourself a sizable walk to walk in distance. And also most malls you can walk in there, especially if you're somewhere you don't have access to like a indoor track or facility to walk into. Most major malls have walking clubs. You can just find out and check it out. Even if they don't have a walking club, you can just walk around the mall. Just walk at a steady pace. You can do the same thing. Start off 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and build your way up to like 30 minutes. And start off well, maybe just slow walk if you never walked or you haven't done any exercise in a long time, and then you work yourself up to like a kind of a brisk walk where you still can talk, but not as easy to talk. Um, that you get your heart rate up while you're walking, and those are kind of like the best walks to burn the most calories and get the most benefit out of it. So, like I said, that would be the number one thing I would tell anybody. It's like um, as far as physical activity, walking such a good thing because you can just do it. You don't depend on the facility. You don't depend on equipment. That's something that almost anybody can do. So that's good. If you can do other things like swimming is great. If you're someone that can swim and have access to a pool, swimming is probably one of the best exercises because it's very aerobic and affects all different muscle groups, not just a certain muscle group. So it helps, will help build like your arms, help reduce the fat like on your chest and legs and rear area. So that will be something that if you have access to it, that will be something I recommend. And then something you can do year round too, just like because now most places now the pools are heated. They have open pools during the winter, so that's not an issue. And as I said, it's just a great way to burn calories and a great way to kind of relieve stress as well. So if you're someone that does that, but the main thing is to find something that you enjoy, whether it's walking, running, playing tennis, playing pickleball, playing basketball, swimming. You just find an activity that you enjoy do that has a lot of movement and you enjoy doing. Something that you can do, maybe like at least 3 or 4 times a week, at least 30 minutes. You just have to find that for yourself. Um, And, if you have a buddy or partner with you, like a loved one going with you, that will improve even more because then you have someone that's waiting on you. So you're more likely to do it than if you just totally depend on yourself. It's easier to brush off if it's just you going out there. You can just, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or, oh, I'll just um, do it the next day. But if someone is waiting on you out there at the track or someone is waiting at you at the gym, you know, someone's waiting on you downstairs for you to get up and do it, then that makes you more likely to do it. And then, of course, it's fun to have someone else that do with you, and you can talk, you can laugh, you can enjoy life as well. Another stress reliever as well. So, and plus, if you're doing it, you're more motivated if you know someone else is doing it too. So I think doing something like that, if you may want to get with your friends or family and you can start you can challenge each other. You can have this all sorts of challenges that come up at the beginning of the year. I'm get ready to participate in a challenge myself with my fraternity brother. So I'm looking forward to that. So that gives you kind of extra motivation to get out there because if you like a competitive spirit, that kind of can smooth that competitive edge, like you want to win, whether if there's prizes for the challenge and stuff like that, then that's extra motivation for you to do things to be healthy. And plus it makes it a little more fun too as well. If there's surprises or things on the line, whatever you and your group can decide what rewards. But the main thing is to have some type of reward. So have a challenge, have a goal, have a concrete standard as far as what you uh, to complete the challenge. So it's clear on everybody what completes the challenge, and just have something for people just completing the challenge. Not necessarily just the person that has the best time or does it the most times, but everyone that completes the challenge. Just have you can have something small or little, just as a thank you, as far as being motivated enough to complete the challenge, because that's hard to do a lot of times because it's easy to get busy with life, busy with everything, and just kind of blow it off. But you want to do things that keep you active. It's just so good on your body. It's so good on your mind. Um, it just helps your brain health as well. That's another thing to do the physical movement because they found with studies that people that are physically active, they are less likely to suffer from dementia and other brain health conditions. So that's another motivation as well. So you have heart health, you have brain health, you have your blood sugars under control. So that's great. So yeah, so if you're doing physical activity, like I said, that'll be the number one thing. Um, my next podcast, um, I probably will go into a little more about diet, about things that you can do to make yourself successful in 2025 as far as diet. And I'm just speaking from my own experience and people that I work with, what's been successful. And, everybody is different. These are just suggestions. They're not guaranteed to do a certain result. Of course, it has to do a lot with what you do, what you put into it as well. Um, just your own health conditions and your own body type, just different things, factors as well. But the main thing is to get out there and do it. And I know another thing, and this is probably like the biggest thing that I want to come on today is that um, I'm opening up, and there will be a link in the show notes, um, opportunity to work with me. Yeah, you can work with Dr. Keith to help with, especially the thing that I know that a lot of people now are doing with um, the weight loss medications. You see it all on TV, and you see just study after study that's come out now. And I will do, that's one of our future episodes, is probably do a deeper dive on these medications, try to bring in an expert to be able to break it down as far as the benefits and the potential challenges with these medications. They're not a um, just solve everything. That I know they're presented that way as a miracle, and these are great products so far. The studies have been very encouraging that they have worked um, with people over the periods of time that we study. Unfortunately, because these drugs are relatively newer, we don't have extremely long-term studies like 10 years or 20 years or something like that yet. But we don't know what the long-term effects of someone being on these medications. But in the short term, most of the studies, they look very promising. If they're adhered to, most likely you will lose weight. And how much is going to depend on the person. Also going to depend on, your diet as well. Because one of the things is that you have to, like, if you want to get the best results, having, like, including physical activity and eating better, reducing your caloric intake, those things will help with the weight loss as well as the medication. And if you don't do those things, you're not going to lose as much weight. Some cases, you might not lose any weight if you still are eating poorly and not doing any physical activity. The medication can really aid you in a weight loss. If you're someone that needs to do that to improve your heart health, to improve your diabetes, to get your numbers under control, they're great. They are great for the short term. But the thing that I've noticed working with people is that a lot of times people, they're prescribed these medications and they're not given any kind of guidance. It's like, well, just use that, use it once a week or whatever. And they may tell you a little bit about the side effects and, like the GI issues, which that's like the biggest thing. Sometimes they don't even tell you that. They're like, well, you just do like that and and eat better. You'll probably lose weight or whatever. Um, and that's true. But I think that in order to max the efficiency of these medications, I think that people would benefit from guidance, like a coach. And I'm offering myself as a coach. That we will have to link again in the show notes. I would love to work with you. Like you would have my 20 years of expertise in medications, my 20 years of being a diabetic, type 2 diabetic. So I definitely can identify with you, with the challenges with that and challenges with weight. Um, but I think if you had someone working with you that's like, okay, well, we have this medication. How can we get the best bang for our buck? Because we all know these medications are very expensive. Even if your insurance, covers a lot of them, very expensive. And some of the insurances are kind of balking now and paying for it or making it harder for you to qualify for pay for it, which I don't see because of the benefit of it that you end up paying less in the long run because people are less likely to have heart attacks and strokes and things that will be more expensive to an insurance company than the cost of their medication. Because the medication is fairly expensive. Most the average price on a month's supply of any of these medications usually is around $1,000, $1,100. Depends on which medication it is, but usually it's around that range if you were just paying for it out of pocket without any insurance. It's really high, and in fact, there's some people that are doing that, and then now there's becoming some lower cost alternatives where you don't have the pens, but you just have the vial, and you have to have the needles and inject yourself instead of the pens, which they do all the injection is built in. And so those that come at a little less expensive cost. Um, but still, it's still fairly expensive. Most of those costs usually maybe $300 or $400 a month, even doing it that way, which is a lot less than $1,000, $1,100, $1,200. But still, it's kind of expensive. So if you're investing this type of money in these medications, you want them to try to get them to work the best that they can to kind of get like your money's worth. So, but the most of the time that people are kind of, they're prescribed these things, and then they're just like, um, not very much a lot of support, you know. Um, if you want to get the best out of these medications, you have to make adjustments into your diet. And most people are not aware of that. To get the most out of these medications, um, you don't have to, but to get the most benefit out of it, you really need to increase like your physical activity that alongside of the medication. The medication kind of gives you a start because usually most of these medication they operate by making yourself feel fuller so that you will eat less, you will have a lower caloric outtake, and that lower caloric outtake over time will cause you to lose weight. Now, and then it's easier to um, get the lower caloric outtake if the stuff that you are eating are less, if you're still eating high calorie, but eating a little bit less, that's the thing, but you're not going to get, that's fine, but you're not getting the full benefit from the medication. You're getting some of it, but you could get so much more if you're able to have better calories that you're putting in. Not so much high calories, but some calories that help with that may help with weight loss, that may help you feel fuller sooner so that you will take in even less calories and stuff, but you still feel full. So I think just like anything else, I need like a coach, and then also these medications, especially a lot of times when you're first starting, it's side effects, GI side effects, because it works in your stomach, intestine, gut area, so that you usually have side effects from the area because that's where the medication works. So the biggest thing people have is nausea. Um, Diarrhea is a huge thing, especially when people first start. Stomach upset. Sometimes it's like gas. It's a lot of times like that. Sometimes people have reflux with that. So if you had someone that coach like myself, that's pharmacist, can kind of help you guide through and try to make through, especially those first few months where you might be suffering those GI effects more, and you might be wanting to like, I can't take this stuff here. I just want to quit, and just realize that if you just get on the other side of it, if you're able to stick it out, a few months, eventually a lot of those side effects will lessen or go away, especially if you're able to stay at a steady dose, if you're not having to continually increase your dose. If you find the dose that works for you and you're able to take it month after month, your body eventually will get used to that, and those side effects will lessen. But you need someone to help guide you through that, to help talk to you. When is that? Because I know that's hard. Those side effects, especially that a lot of times doctors don't really go over those side effects, and they can vary on person to person. Like some people can experience it very little or nausea, and some people can be throwing up like every day. It just depends on the person and your body and how the medication affects that. And then you can also having a coach, you can see like if someone's side effects, if they're so severe that it's keeping you from being able to conduct your normal daily business, and it's more than just a short term, then you need someone that can advocate for you with your doctor or inform your doctor. These say, look, this person is suffering these side effects and it's very extreme, and they've been on it 3 months, and there's not been any kind of reduction in these side effects, and they're doing everything that they're supposed to, but these side effects is just making them hard to them to go by. So maybe we can change your product. Maybe like some products may work better in one person than another person, like what Wegovy may work better than Monjaro, or Zepbound. Zepbound may work better than Wegovy, or Monjaro may work better than Ozempic, or so we would love to. I would love to work with you. I know that as being a type 2 diabetic, I know the challenges they have. I know that you want to get healthy. I know that the doctor has written this for you to help you lose weight and be able to better, in some people's cases, better control their blood sugar. But I know that it's very difficult. It's difficult to do that by yourself. So I'm someone that am just we'll have the link in the show notes. We can schedule like a introductory, free introductory section where we can talk about your goals, talk about what you want to do, and decide if there's something that you want to do. If you want to work together, I'll be glad to work with anybody. And then the great thing about this, because of the Algorithm invention, the internet, you don't have to be here with me in North Carolina. But if you do, that's fine. Um, you can be anywhere in the world with the internet connection. So, if you're in Montana, I can work with you. If you're in California, if you're in Hawaii, if you're in Taiwan, if you're in England, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Kenya, I can work with you. You know, um, so don't, and you're not limited by geography. I can work with you, and it will be the same service, no matter where you're from. Because realize that everybody needs help. I need help. Everyone needs help in this, and it's very hard to be successful just by yourself. You usually have to have a tribe behind you, um, supporting you, giving you information. And like a lot of times, unfortunately, with these new medications, they'll be glad to dispense them for you. And like some of these online companies that you see on TV, and they'll send you the stuff, but that's what they'll do. They'll just send you the stuff, but then you're on your own, as far as any kind of guidance. And that's fine if you're able to get the products through these online um, companies and get the thing medication. That's fine. But what do you do with it? You most a lot of times you invest a lot of money in these companies, because a lot of times people in these companies, they don't necessarily go through like your insurance company. That a lot of times people go through this, their self pay. So you're investing a lot of money in this, and it's worth it. It's your health if you're not able to do it. But don't you want to get the biggest bang for your bucks, and just spending a whole bunch of money on these products? Don't you want to make sure that these products work? Don't you want to have someone to help you make it work? It's just investment. Just like you're investing in these products for your health, you can invest in me, like a coach that's going to make it easy for you. That's going to make it that you're more likely to be successful. And then that, like, the bottom line, we like for you to be successful. We like for you to lose the weight that you need to lose to be healthier. We like for you to get your blood sugars under control so you can be healthier, that you have more energy. You have extend your life expectancy, strengthen your heart. You know, your organs will improve, your blood flow will improve, your energy level will improve. Isn't it worth it? That's why you're investing in these things. That's the thing. You should invest in it if you're able to. If you're able to do that, with either self pay or with your insurance covering it, then it's a substantial investment. And you've tried a lot of other things. That's why you're using these products now. Don't you want someone to help you? Someone to be there with you, alongside of you? Yeah, I certainly would like to have that. And if I have that thing of expert, almost 20 years being a diabetic, and being in pharmacy as well, and all that expertise, someone that like that on your side, someone like that that can help you, someone like that that can um, be, if you need to be, an advocate for you with your provider, and making sure that everything is going okay, or if there are any problems or issues, that um, they can talk to your provider with your permission, or they can advise you as for what to say to your physician to get the answers that you need, which questions you should ask. I would love to work with you. I think 2025 is going to be awesome. I just think that the availability of these products increase. A lot of the supply issues have gone down. That I know a few years ago, it was almost impossible to get these products, but now a lot of the supply issues seemingly have been resolved. There's more options now, and there's more products coming down the pipeline that's going to be out in the market probably in the next year or two. Products that's even better than the ones that we have on the market now. And so I invite you, please, if you want help, if you need a loved one to help, if you have a loved one that's making an investment, you know they're investing, that they're paying, especially ones that are paying out of pocket, and they're investing thousands of dollars every month in these products. Don't you want it to be successful? Don't you want if you invest in that type of money, doesn't it pay to be successful? Um, I just want you to be successful. I just want you to be the healthiest that you can be. And I know that I can help. And because I'm speaking from experience, my own self, and I just know that that guidance will be able to help, maximize the benefit that we can get from these medications. These medications, they only work as good as you use them. You have to, you know, if you have the guidance and how to do the right things to get the most benefit out of these medications, lessen the side effects of these medications, especially when you're first starting. That's the biggest thing, that why people stop taking the medications, because they can't get past the side effects in the first few months, especially to be able, where their body can get used to the medication and use the medication to help themselves. But they don't get to that point, and so they quit. And so they don't get the gains from the medication. They're out a whole lot of money. So please, just consider that. And I would love, even if you don't think, if you know someone that are on or interested in trying or just starting to try these medications, either through their doctor or they're using some of these online weight loss things that help. Just have someone on their side, someone that's going to be an advocate, someone that's going to be a coach, someone that's going to coach them to where they want to be at, whatever goal they want to have by using these products. And then worth it to have someone to help you get there. All right. Well, thank you so much. I just want to get my little spiel out. And I really appreciate all of the support that everyone's given us. Please continue with your feedback. Well, I love the feedback. I love the emails. You send emails, I'll respond. It's me. I don't have anybody else doing it for me. So it will be me responding. And I just hope that you have just a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous new year. Let's get healthy and continue to follow me. I'll also put that on the show notes. I'll have a new social media handle for you to follow me, just destroying diabetes with the podcast, and follow my adventures, and follow me and my trusty hound dog. At least she's not a hound dog, she's a pit bull, but you get to meet her too, because we're going to be doing everything in 2025 to get healthy. So thank you so much for all of your support. And as we always say, just be blessed and be well. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this informative journey. The content of this podcast is solely the professional opinion of the host for informational purposes only. It should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're experiencing any health issues or concerns, we strongly recommend that you seek the counsel of a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes.